Happy to see you all. So we'll have a series of quick talks and presentations co-hosted between Canada and China on different entertainment technology aspects, as you're going to see. I welcome everyone, all the presenters from both from Canada and overseas. So maybe Xian wants to say something. Xintian.
Hello everyone. 尊敬的康考迪亚大学教授、中加国际电影节主席宋博士，尊敬的康考迪亚大学 M-Stage 主任、中加国际电影节联合创始人 Mark Hopp 先生，各位嘉宾大家好。中加娱乐科技高峰论坛创办以来，为两国人民加深彼此理解，两国科技企业界沟通交流发挥了积极作用。在新冠肺炎肆虐、大型交流活动无法举办的困难时期，论坛主办方以线上的形式保证了科技论坛的顺利进行，为发展日新月异的科技企业提供了交流合作的机会。本届论坛将围绕最时尚的元宇宙主题，通过深入交流活动，呈现最新科技的发展现状。中科未来科技发展深圳有限公司是在数字化转型与变革上升为国家战略的背景下，以时尚科技为龙头，以智慧教育和智能升级改造为基础，提供产业科技加基金加解决方案的服务综合运营平台。一直以来，中科未来的企业目标和业务方向是围绕时尚与科技展开的。我们致力于搭建时尚与科技的桥梁，一直在探索整合两个传统行业的新模式和新路径。在技术领域，每隔几十年都会发生一场变革，例如从大型计算机到 PC 和互联网，或者随后演变到移动互联网的云计算。当元宇宙逐渐成为时尚与科技之间沟通的重要渠道，时代的潮流是很难改变的。如果我们希望建立一个更美好的未来，那么我们必须像那些投资建设未来的人一样，积极的去塑造它。在技术领域，随着 AR、VR、AI、5G 等技术的发展，元宇宙作为网络虚拟化进程的最终形式，成为人类文明发展进程的重要历史性节点。尽管还有很长的路需要探索，但它正在从概念向现实的方向前行。中科未来将运用数字技术的力量，让时尚与科技可以突破限制，进入全新的数字应用场景，焕发时代科技产业在数字技术应用的新的生命力。我很高兴受邀来到本次中加国际电影节，成为参与和共同组织中加娱乐科技高峰论坛，并且把我们的 FTI 时尚科技大会带到北美和大家联动。一直以来，加拿大在人工智能的学术研究和产业化水平都很高。加拿大全国人口规模类似我们的重庆，却拥有60多个 AI 实验室，650多家企业 AI 初创企业，40多个加速器和孵化器，有包括微软、三星、谷歌、Facebook、Uber、Inter 和亚马逊都在加拿大设立了研发中心。人才、技术为娱乐科技的数字化应用提供了无限的可能。也希望我们中科未来能够成为链接中国与加拿大技术沟通的桥梁。这次我们邀请了5家中国企业参加本次科技论坛，这些企业在时尚科技、平台、孵化、元宇宙、区块链、虚拟人动捕和多媒体领域成绩卓越。我们会在接下来的论坛中详细介绍。感谢各位嘉宾参与本次论坛，谢谢大家。
Okay, so we have a trailer to play, or we start with the presentations?
I think we start with the presentations.
Okay. So in our first lineup, thank you, Xintian, for the welcome remarks. And our first person up is Sami. Sami Lamuti, please welcome from New Web Labs.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone in China. Hello, everyone in Canada. So when Miao and Sergey invited me and the team was the Metaverse, of course, it was the Metaverse. Everyone is talking about the Metaverse now, but the Metaverse is very large. I have a quick presentation. Sorry for my voice. I lost it, but it will do. I'll share a screen with you. Okay. Okay, is it working fine?
Yes.
So let's talk about, it's gonna be a quick presentation. Let's talk about the Metaverse and the entertainment. So when we talk about the Metaverse, we think all the time VR headsets, Mark Zuckerberg with his VR headset and avatar and everything, but it's very large. So today we try to focus on the live shows, the virtual concerts. So as I said, the Metaverse is here to stay. So many investment for very, very different companies from Facebook, Tencent, Wave, Roblox, Sony, etc., Apple. But let's talk about virtual concert. What do we think about virtual concert? What's a real virtual concert? Is a concert when there is an avatar as the artist, not to mix with the holographic concert where there is like a hologram of someone who is filmed and projected somewhere else on a holographic screen. But it can be an avatar on a holographic screen, like many. We know from years like the Tupac recreation of virtual concert, Maya Coates, the Canadian pop star, or Hatsune Miku. They're really well known, and they're like a mix between original characters that are projected on a holographic screen for a real concert. So the crowd is there, and they're seeing an hologram. There's also a really popular lieu in China, of course, and also popular in Japan. So these are more like avatars projected on holographic screens. We see here Maya Coates here in Montreal for a show. So Maya Coates is playing piano and people are enjoying themselves. And there's also the virtual concert that happen in the Metaverse. So you put a headset or on your phone or on your game console, like the Justin Bieber concert. We will get back to this later. So for Maya Code, how it works, like it's a virtual character created in Canada, and that is driven live with the motion capture. So there is someone behind in the motion capture suit that controls everything Maya does live. So the crowd see everything live. If there is something special happening in the crowd, she can interact with the crowd. And we see that there is still a lot of people pushing in this way. We see here ABBA, they recreated, they did a show, very successful show in Europe this year. So they recreated the ABBA members in 3D in 3D. So they make them of course now they gain some age. So they recreated their avatars, and their avatars are controlled. Here it was like pre-recorded, but like they took their movement, their voices, they enhanced them because of course now they cannot move like they were moving before. And they did a show that I'll show you a few seconds. So it's just the avatars with the real band representing the actual real artists. So here we see that the limits are being pushed. We can bring back artists that we know that ABBA, they didn't like to tour because some members didn't want to go on an airplane. So with the avatars now, they can tour like they were 30 years ago or 40 years ago, all over the world without even touring. And as you see, like it was a very successful show. Okay. That's for the real concert where there is like avatars using the motion capture technology and rendering. But the one that is growing most is the virtual concert that happens into what we like to call the Metaverse, which is very large. let's talk about the most populars first. Of course, here we can see a Travis Scott, etc. Fortnite, the popular, the super popular game. A few years ago in 2019, they started the first show with Marshmallow, and that show brought 10 million people. So can you imagine, like in his whole career, he couldn't like gather this, not even 10% of these people. So 10 million people attend to the game. They're like in the video game, and there is a show, and they're like enjoying the show and interacting between them. Few years back later, they did the Travis Scott show, and that was another level. In terms of numbers, everyone was hooked on this show because it was so successful. They had around 30 million views, and generated a lot of money for the company and for the artist. Doing a virtual show for Fortnite was $20 million for Travis Scott. And people that we see here, like there's many people that are the gamers. The gamers are of course for now the number one audience in the metaverse, but it's changing. We see that there is a shift. Yeah. So as I said, around 30 million views. It brought the single, the music, to the top one, and it makes a lot of money. So that shows that. Now we see that many artists, they want their avatar version for the metaverse. Like even like extremely successful artists, they see that the potential of this new medium is infinite. This is a thought from Adam Ringo, founder and CEO of Wave. Wave is a big platform for virtual concert. We're gonna talk about it a little. He said previously we thought about the audience in two groups, gamers and music fans. In the past 4 years, we started the company. We've seen those audiences start to overlap a lot more. So with COVID pandemic, a lot of people jumped in this, and it gave a real boost to this industry. So Wave is a platform dedicated to this, and they just raised I think $30 or $40 million in investment. And VR Room is a French, really, how can I say, anticipated platform. I think they worked with Jean-Michel Jarre, that is like a really genius pioneer in this. So the interest is big, and there's also a lot of now collaboration, like Nintendo for the 50 years of Pokemon. They used Post Malone, but as an avatar on the metaverse, and all the Post Malone fans and the Pokemon fans gathered to enjoy the show. Like I think it was just 15 minutes or 20 minutes show, but that gives us an idea on how popular this kind of entertainment is going. And there is a lot of platforms: the Sandbox, Decentraland, Roblox, the well-known Metaverse or / gaming platforms, and all these are huge. Roblox just got estimated as $40 billion, something like that. So they're growing and they're growing and they're growing, and we see a lot of people, they want to have a presence in the Metaverse. Even like corporate companies that does like parts for cars, they're like, oh, we want to be there, we want to be on the Metaverse. How can we do? What can we do to be a part of it? And the answer is always gamification. Anything experience for the user, it needs to be entertaining. So we always use it as a game. This is another project that is really everyone talking about on the Sandbox. Is like they did the concert for the popular musician Snoop Dogg using the Sandbox here, and they use this to sell NFTs like music, 3D avatars, any type of virtual content. So what's next with this? Like we have the virtual concerts, we have the holograms. The next for us at New Web Labs is like really using 4G. Here in Canada, we have Encore. Now we're working with them to work on the latency. why we do work on latency is like we don't want people to wait like 1 or 2 seconds to interact with a virtual person or another person in the metaverse. So 5G for us is really key for future, because we used to have a latency around 500 milliseconds, like a half a second between Maya codes. Like we have Maya codes here in Montreal, and the show, her show and the hologram is, let's say, in Paris or in Shanghai, and we have around 500 half a second. And now our tests, we're like 10 times faster. So we're around, we're around 50 milliseconds, and we hit already 10 milliseconds. So for the interaction is really immediate. There is no waiting time. And that's really, really helpful for immersion of people. And if we compare to 4G, we're talking 100 times faster. So for us, all this data that can go this fast is going to be really a game changer on how people will adopt to this new technology. Like if like someone want to see a show, there is no buffering. They enter there in the show, they can change the camera, they can change the position, they can interact, everything. This is our first metaverse like show for Maya codes, like that is going to debut really soon, and people will be able to have multiple angles to move into the scene, to see behind the stage, to interact with objects, and it's coming this year. Oh, sorry, what did I stop this? Sorry. Okay, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sami. It was nice and sweet, and quite impressive. So we have the next person up is Lun Li from Zaza Studio. Please take it away.
各位嘉宾、各位观众，大家好，我是渣渣科技的创始人米伦。感谢中嘉国际电影节主办方和中科未来的邀请，有幸出席本届中嘉娱乐科技高峰论坛。渣渣科技专注于元宇宙领域的技术创新，通过虚拟人、动作捕捉等新技术，为教育、文化、旅游、体育、商业等行业领域进行技术赋能。目前我们正积极地进行行业资源整合，为各个行业制定面向元宇宙的数字化转型解决方案，将元宇宙黑科技融入到各个行业的转型升级工作当中。今天给大家分享的主题是让 3D 影片制作更加容易，跟大家分享一下渣渣科技在元宇宙创新领域关于影视行业发展的一些想法。说到 3D 影片，大家可能会联想到《阿凡达》、迪士尼的《疯狂动物城》，以及去年上映的国产电影《雄狮少年》这样的3维动画电影大片。从角色设计、动作捕捉到后期渲染， 3D 影片制作成本相当高昂。《阿凡达》制作成本2.6亿美元，《疯狂动物城》制作成本20亿美元，《雄狮少年》制作成本也要2亿人民币。就算不说这些大片，1分钟 3D 广告短片的制作成本也要几十到100万人民币。除了成本高， 3D 电影的制作还需要很专业的人和设备工具，角色和场景设计需要专业的 3D 建模软件，动作和表情的捕捉需要专业的设备配合，影棚需要很专业的摄像和灯光配合，影片的渲染需要专业的软件，而这些硬件和软件都需要专业人士负责。所以一部 3D 影片的制作，个人是难以完成的，哪怕仅仅是1分钟的短片，也需要个人具备多方面的专业能力，拥有一堆专业的设备工具。就算这些都有了，个人的精力也是非常有限的，从剧本、分镜、灯光、服装、演员、摄影、特效、调色、剪辑到发行，个人要完成那么多的工作，简直是不可思议。 目前短视频和长视频的平台集中了越来越多的互联网流量，其中抖音日活8亿，视频号日活6亿，快手日活2亿，视频内容的需求量非常大。自从去年 Facebook 掀起了元宇宙的巨浪之后呢，越来越多的短视频开始采用虚拟人和虚拟场景进行元宇宙主题的创作。摆在这些作者的面前是成本和效率的难题。行业急需便捷的工具和流程来解决4大需求。第一，虚拟人物的设计和制作，特别是达到毛发级别的次世代人物的制作，一直以来只能由专业团队进行，普通用户学习成本太高，根本无法驾驭。第二，人物动画制作，在虚拟人物基础上赋予骨骼动作，使虚拟人物动起来、活起来，是元宇宙很重要的一个特征，也是3D 影片的灵魂，但也是影片制作当中最难的部分。不但要让虚拟人物动起来，还要动得自然，对设计者要求非常高。第三，场景特效制作，这是影片体现故事性的重要环节。3D 影片用的大多数是 3D 场景，需要根据故事要求进行定制。按照传统的工作流程，需要模型师手工制作，不但成本高，还需要花费大量的时间，后期调整非常麻烦。第四是发行和分享，影片发行之后，如何获得足够多的流量关注，特别是对于短视频，如何快速曝光，获得互联网用户的关注，并且形成裂变，是每个作者都非常关心的问题。渣渣科技通过对行业痛点的了解与研判，经过1年时间的筹备与研发，目前已经拥有解决以上问题的平民化工具。这些工具包括：第一，捏人工具，提供基础人物库、服装适配库，可以快速的建立虚拟人物形象，通过身体各个部位的细节调整，最大程度的达到所需要的精细程度，最后可以一键导出标准格式，并保存到云端，可以满足主流设计软件的再次编辑需要。第二是动捕精灵，只需要一个普通的摄像头就可以进行虚拟人物动作捕捉的软件。用户用这个软件可在云端选择虚拟人物，切换不同的使用场景，进行全身或者半身动作捕捉，完成人物动作部分的影片录制。第三是全民宇宙微信小程序，用户可以通过小程序选购素材，分别用于捏人工具和动捕精灵，并可以在小程序里查看自己制作的虚拟人物和所生成的人物动画影片，通过微信分享出去，获得更大流量。第四，预演系统，对于有人物 3D 影片制作需求的个人和团队，可以借助这个工具快速编制出影片。预演系统提供丰富的人物素材、场景素材以及各种镜头以及特效供用户选择。用户可以根据剧情需要，使用预演系统定制分镜内容，并借助时间线串联成完整的故事。整个编制过程简单快捷。借助以上4个工具，个人也可以设计制作具备个人风格的 3D 人物动画影片了。让每个人都具备制作 3D 影片的能力，这是我们的奋斗目标之一。元宇宙时代已经到来，新科技、新模式将推动影视行业进行变革。可以预测的，第一，数字人将逐步代替真人演出。除了完全由数字人出演的纯 3D 电影，还将有大量的虚实结合的 3D 影视作品出现，包括短视频。随着精细程度的不断提高，观众很难分辨出哪个是真人，哪个是数字人。第二是标准化、自动化的工具流程将成为行业变革的关键手段。通过新科技赋能，传统的影视制作水平将得到根本性的提升，制作成本将大大降低，制作效率将大大提高，专业化分工也将越来越明显，必须人工参与的工作也会越来越少。第三是大量的设计素材和快速模板将成为效率提升的关键要素，特别是 3D 影片所需要的 3D 素材，制作门槛将进一步降低。用户制定设计方案的时候，这些素材将给予用户很好的启发与帮助， 第四，协同平台众包模式将逐步成为行业主流，影视作品将不再是关起门来制作，而是通过众包模式发动互联网上更多专业资源共同参与，提高制作效率。我们充分相信，随着元宇宙时代的到来，新科技和新工具的不断普及，越来越多的人将参与到 3D 影视行业里面来，为丰富元宇宙的内容共同奋斗，构建一个更加美好的未来。最后，再次感谢中加国际电影节主办方和中科未来的邀请，谢谢大家的支持。Goodbye.
That was efficient. Thank you very much. And now it's turn for Eloi Champagne from the NFB to present.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for the CCIFF to have me again. It's always an honor to talk with you. So I'm going to really briefly talk about the NFB. For those who don't know who we are, I don't know if you see the presentation here. There you go. Can you just tell me if it's backward, or because I think it's backward on the visual I have here.
Share it with us, we'll tell you.
Can you see? Oh, okay, you don't see. I have to share the screen. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, let me check.
We see your background changed.
Yeah. But it's not full screen, so I have to share. Okay. So just give me a sec. I'm going to share this instead. There you go. Can you see this?
Yes, looks good.
Perfect. Okay. So the National Film Board of Canada is a government institution. It's unique in the world. It is not only financing production, but we are actually producing our own film, sometimes doing co-production. We have, like you can see behind me, the facility to do our own projects. We do mostly documentaries, animation film, but also a lot of interactive work. We're definitely a pioneer in interactive projects of all kinds, web projects, VR, XR, installations. We exist since the 1939, so we've been around for a long time. And part of our DNA, part of our raison d'être is to not only create content, but also to innovate. So try to find new ways of creating stories and showing stories. So we innovate both on the content, we innovate on the technology, we innovate on the way we distribute the work. Part of my work at the NFB is I'm technical director for the animation and interactive studio. So my work is to support all the projects that we do, but it's also to experiment with new technology ahead of time to try to find the best way to tell stories. Lately, one of my focus has been to use VR as a story development and pre-production tool. Now, why focus on story development and pre-production? For now, I feel that the VR tools are not quite ready to be completely used as a production tool, as a full production tool. The limitation in what the headset can support, the computers can support, the resolution, and even the actual tools that are out there don't allow right now to fully use them in production, but it's getting pretty close. But also I feel that VR makes it possible for somebody that doesn't necessarily have that knowledge of 3D animation, for instance, or don't know Maya or don't know Blender, or somebody that is a director, a film director, but don't necessarily have the knowledge of the tools on the computer, it allows them to jump in really quickly because it's a very natural medium. It's immersive, it's embodied, and you can really quickly, in a matter of 15-30 minutes, learn the tools that you need to start experimenting in VR. So some of the most, there's many tools out there, and there's new ones coming all the time. There's two that we've been focusing on mostly. One is Masterpiece Studio. Masterpiece Studio is developed here in Canada by a company that is based in Ottawa. And it's a very amazing tool for 3D modeling, quick layout, a 3D layout, but also for rigging. I don't know if anyone has experience with rigging in a traditional 3D software. It's a very painful process because you are working on a 3D character, but on a 2D screen, on a 2D interface. It's not meant to be you don't have that interaction with a 3D model the same way that you do in VR. I'm just going to start the clip again so you can see quickly what's happening there. But in VR, in Masterpiece Studio, you can really quickly lay out the bones inside the model, and it's really a different experience. Something that would normally take a few hours really can be done in a few minutes. It's very extraordinary for that. So that's a good example of anyone at that point could bring a 3D model, put the skeleton in, and quickly get a functioning character. So very awesome tools. It's almost a one-stop shop software where you could, if you want, do a full animated project in that software. So this is one of the one that we've been focusing on. And there's, sorry for the audio. There's this one, Tivori. It's a free software. It's amazing. It's really spectacular for creating general layouts and placing a camera in that environment and going really quickly to the story. So the advantage of that, and we've been testing it with different filmmakers, 2D animators, stop motion animators, filmmakers that want to previs their live action shoot. It's a very quick software where you can just quickly assemble a scene, put a camera. You have full control on your camera, including depth of field, obviously the framing, the animation of the camera. And you can export that quickly to do a first edit of your story. That means that in over a weekend or over a week of work, you could have a full animatic or an animated storyboard that show your intention and allow you to previs at least what the story is going to be. Very, very powerful tool, very efficient, and it's something that we've been testing on 2 stop motion projects right now. The advantage of doing it in stop motion, for instance, is that you can previs your set, your environment before you need to build it. You can determine how big the set needs to be based on how you want to frame your shot. So it's also a way to get to the story fast, but it's a way to eventually save money also because you only will build what you need to build for your project. I just want to, I have 1 minute left. I think I just want to put a few words about our lab, ONFB XP. So part of our goal is to experiment more and more and really make sure that people see DNFB as an experimental lab. And for this reason, I have created 3 years ago now, ONFB XP, which is really a lab where we invite people to come and create with us. So part of those experiments can be about motion capture, volumetric capture, some new way of using audio, creation of new audio tools, new ways of using tools that exist already, but making a use of them that is not what we see usually. Our latest edition was in 2021. We're hoping to have that again, probably by the end of the year. Our friend Sergey here was with his team, was part of the latest edition. So part of the experiment that we had in the last edition, we had Parisa that you just saw that was using Unreal in a different way. You had Alexandre Roy here, who was using the 3D scanning, but in a way that was looking more like a slit scan technology, but with 3D. We had La Hacienda Creative making a new virtual instruments. They are audio instrument that you can control with your hands and with physically controlled, but they are virtual. David, who was working on a VR project, and we helped him on the development of the project, and Sergey and his team were working on OpenISS for the motion capture technology and the development of a Unity plugin for that technology. So I really invite you to stay informed on our social media platform, on our website, of the new initiative we will have in the coming months, and the new edition of the lab is going to be probably in with a live presentation, both in our space here at the NFB downtown Montreal and online eventually. So that's it. I think my time is up. Thank you.
Thank you, Eloi. Good to see the progress in the project on the tools and the lab. So we are good on time. That's very good. So next person up is Zihan Gao. Gao Zihan, please.
大家好，我很高兴受到中嘉娱乐科技高峰论坛和中科未来科技发展有限公司的邀请，参加本次论坛的分享。我是高子涵，很高兴认识大家。今天给大家带来分享的主题是立足于职业学校的数字传媒渠道建设，德意梦工厂。德意作为深耕数字传媒渠道的垂直运营企业，致力于数字传媒的课程研发、算法迭代、中控管理、矩阵搭建等课题，专业从事新媒体短视频制作、内容 IP 创作、品牌运营推广、文创产品孵化、跨境渠道搭建、行业产业整合等工作，首创完善了与职业高等学校联合办学共建专业的模式，打造以实践型为主的数字媒体专业，并与多家职业高等学校共同开设了数字传媒实训基地德意梦工厂的专项课题，以多年市场成功经验践行的教学出发，从硬件、软件、师资、教学、课程、教具、账号、流量、市场、运营、工具等多方面配套，实现标准化、模块化的数字媒体专业的实际运营。在学习期间，让学生做到理论、市场、产业3位一体的产学研模型，让学生学以致用的同时，创造出学习过程中的额外价值。德意梦工厂德意的数字传媒实训基地，德意梦工厂的数字媒体专业课程包含直播电商和跨境电商2个大类目，其中直播电商是基于当下及未来都具备极大发展趋势和潜力的短视频制作、文化内容创作、人物 IP 打造、传播分享机制的市场前景。德意梦工厂首创平台矩阵、账号矩阵、人才矩阵、产业矩阵、文化矩阵5位一体的多维矩阵商业模型， 通过公司直播中控管理系统，批量优化管理推流实训的账号内容。通过200人的学生基数，2年的教学实践中，以团队协作式的学习方法，形成规模化、体系化、集团化的内容 IP 输出，实现热点、流量、渠道的平台内容主导的发展促进。线上线下强管理的教学方式，更有力地提高了学生对于短视频直播行业的技术能力，可以输出高质量、高标准、高技术的优质内容，争取在未来更专业、更垂直、更优质的短视频直播行业领域占领更多更大的市场份额，并且学生在学习过程中创造了大量的价值，极低的人工成本输出直接冲击并抢占现有的短视频直播市场的全部业务。根据得意梦工厂直播电商的收益数据模型测算，每个校园200人的学生教学规模，每年产生的净收益不低于100万元，并且能拉动4到6个县域产业经济。跨境电商是基于中国制造的全球化进一步提高，依托中亚、东南亚等周边区域经济的蓬勃发展的市场前景下，得意梦工厂首创了店铺矩阵、流量矩阵、产业矩阵的3位一体输出模型，通过公司跨境电商中控管理体系，批量管理海外网店，单人操控200个店铺，海量的店铺矩阵及流量补贴，快速实现产业矩阵的输出。同时，教学过程中模块化的操作实训，初级能力仅需15天的学习掌控就能产生交易价值，中级及高级课程在接下来的课程教学中不断提高学生的认知。模块化的实训课程让参与的学生不断提高，随着学习人数的规模增大，进一步实现收益及产业整合的不断增加。根据跨境电商收益模型测算，每个学校200人教学规模，每年将获得4万个海外店铺，对于东南亚所在国家的平台总数的占有率可以达到 0.3%。10个学校的规模既可以主导一些产业产品在当地的曝光度和销售。每个学校200人的教学规模，每年产生的净收益不低于60万元。同时，得意跨境电商实训也在社会层面进行面向社会的职业技能培训，为社会就业创业的多元化提供一条新方向。在15天的社会技能初级培训中，得意提供优异的技术中台和标准化执行模式，非常适用于熟悉电脑的14岁至55岁的人群，让参加培训的人快速能看到自己的收获，为创就业提高了多元化的解决路径，实现共赢。目前，得意已在中国云南、中国海南、中国广东等多地成功签约并运营了多家高校。得意在未来3年的发展规划，需要实现100座职业院校的数字传媒实训基地的建设，孵化超过10万家的数字传媒人才，培训课程次数超过1000万人次，实现规模化、标准化、矩阵化、体系化、专业化的数字人才及数字渠道搭建，实现校园直播电商和跨境电商的大融合、大矩阵，实现公司收益模块化、标准化，人才梯队化、组织化的良性循环，实现公司与社会、公司与人的和谐共赢。最后，感谢本次高峰论坛及中科未来发展有限公司的给予公司得意的机会，让更多人认识得意，欢迎更多人参与得意的发展。谢谢大家。
All right. Thank you very much for the presentation, Mr. Gao. Well, next one up, I guess, is myself or Miao.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It's awesome speakers we have. I'm the CEO of mDreams Pictures company. So the company is focusing on the documentary and short film productions. Recent years, we also work on some research projects, some development tools for the innovative technologies. So here today, we will just present one algorithm called the Super R. Actually, this project got the third prize in China for the startup competition. So we will just present this video represented by my colleague. Thank you. Dean, you need to share the sound as well. Thank you. Dean?
Hello?
Yeah, you can share the sound when you share screen, please.
I started the sound.
Oh, okay. We did not hear that. Yeah, we don't.
There is no sound. You did not check the sound box when you share the presentation. It's at the share time.
Sorry?
When you start sharing, there is a checkbox to click to share sound. So you should stop sharing first and then share again with the sound.
Yes. Okay.
Smart Cinema, which we have a part.
Now it's working.
So good morning, everyone, and good evening. My name is Yanis, and I'm here to present our product. So good morning, everyone, and good evening. My name is Yanis, and I'm here to present our product called Super R. It's a product built by our team called M-Dreams Pictures, where we are currently operating out of Montreal in Canada. With our team, we develop a new efficient algorithm to upscale standard resolution video to super resolution in real time. Super R is based on overall technological improvements in the realm of 5G, 8K, and AI as well. 4K, 8K, and even 16K televisions and cameras are now a reality, and the consumer will soon want to demand these types of resolutions. At the same time, mobile usage around the world is on the rise, and the ability to upscale video resolutions has tremendous upside. Unfortunately, bandwidth is a problem that will arise and one that we hope to solve with our product. Super R is flexible and can take any low resolution images or video dataset and train the system in order to output HD, 2K, 4K, or even 8K images and videos. It's also not dependent on any hardware, and it can run on a server or local computer without requiring the specified AI-enabled GPU. Let me present our team that is working on this product. We are specialized in real-time video, interactive media, and have backgrounds in computer graphics, media art, video, and film production. We have hosted a film festival, the Canada-China Film Festival, for the last 5 years, and we also hold events such as the Entertainment Technology Summit. This allowed us to build prestigious partners around the world, but certain American companies like Disney Studio, Netflix, Google VR, Canadian companies like Cirque du Soleil, the National Film Board, and Seven Fingers, and Chinese companies as well, like the Shanghai Symphony, the China Research Institute of Film, Science, and Technology, amongst many others. You can meet our founder, Dr. Miao Song, who founded M-Dreams as well as the Canada-China Film Festival. She contributes greatly to business and cultural exchanges between the two countries. And she's received numerous awards and grants in interactive environments, documentary, film, computer graphics. And here's our partner, Sergey, who is also in the call right now, listening in. He holds a PhD from Concordia University as well, and studied computer science and information system security. So some of his research interests include interactive media, computer graphics, amongst other things. Other team members are Wei Miao, who is our CFO and holds a bachelor in finance, has over 10 years of experience in the financial sector. Yudong Cheng, who's currently completing his PhD in Canada. He is researching upscaling algorithms and super resolution. And myself, who has been a media and marketing entrepreneur for the past 6 years and hold a business degree from the John Wilson School of Business in Montreal. We've looked at the competitive, our competitors in the industry. Topaz is a company that does a lot of upscaling. iSize, NVIDIA TV. But most of the current super resolution projects target mainly photo applications or solely offline scenario. So we evaluated existing algorithms in the industry and they are not fully suitable for real-time processing. We want to combine or optimize them. While we will support offline scenarios, part of our competitive advantage will be based on improving super resolutions for real-time video scenarios. Our technology uses low-resolution video, starts by using low-resolution videos and breaking down those videos into separate frames, which is then run into the data set, the appropriate data set, and eventually uses the generative adversarial network, which we call GAN, which can then restore the video to the required high resolution levels, whether it be 2K, 4K, 8K, and outputs again individual frames in high resolution images, which can then be combined into the final output. Our algorithm removes all unnecessary data points to achieve the goal of real-time performance. One of those applications is through motion capture projects. Oftentimes, the depth information from motion capture cameras is usually very small, and the sensor uses low resolution data points. We aim to help clean and sharpen that depth information to get more precise tracking. We looked at the overall marketplace, mainly the movie and entertainment industry, which is where we hold a lot of our experience. This market is estimated to grow greatly in the future. It should reach 114 billion by the year 2025. So the applications range from medical to surveillance industry to distance education to, of course, the entertainment industry. And that is where we plan on beginning to market our product. We want to collaborate with content providers, show producers, video on demand platforms, and visual effects studios. Support can be packaged in a variety of formats, such as an independent software downloadable from an app. It can also be integrated directly into hardware, video, cameras, or devices, like the RealSense. We currently are in talks with Smart Cinema, which we have a partnership with through our film festival, to secure them as a...
Yeah, that's one of the two our company has been developing. And yeah, I know Mrs. Tian, your company has an incubator. We also hope our tool can be also adapted to overall other companies' system and the pipeline. Thank you.
All right, so our next presenter is Zhuochuan Wang, please.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Good. My name is Zhuochuan Wang, and I'm the director of Fashion Technology Research Center, and I represent Zhongke DC Technology today. And I'm very glad to be here tonight to talk about our view of Metaverse and introduce Zhongke DC Technology. So my presentation, my presentation includes 4 parts. First is the definition of Metaverse. What is Metaverse? Second part is the present development and the potential value of Metaverse in China. The third part is the expertise of Zhongke DC technology. And the fourth part is the prospect for the future life in Metaverse. Next page, please. Generally, 2021 is called the first year of the Metaverse. It is difficult to define it in the earlier stage of the development of the Metaverse. At present, there are different opinions on the definition of the Metaverse. The CEO of Roblox said that a real Metaverse product has 8 features, including identity, variety, friends, etc. The founder of Bimbo believes that the Metaverse has 7 levels: infrastructure, human interface, decentralization, etc. And the famous investor in Silicon Valley, Matthew Ball, summarized the characteristics of the Metaverse, including persistent, presence, functioning economy, etc. Combined with current information, Metaverse is the integration of the digital world and the physical world, the integration of a digital economy and a real economy, the integration of a digital life and the social life, the integration of digital assets and the physical assets, the integration of a digital identity and the real identity. So what Zhongke DC technology is doing is related with the integration of the digital assets and the physical assets. I'll talk more about this later. So the second part, I'd like to introduce the present situation and the potential value of Metaverse in China. According to Morgan Stanley's research, a sizable Metaverse total addressable market of United States is around 8.3 trillion US dollars. And the Metaverse total addressable market in China could have a value of 8 trillion US dollars. So China and the United States are the most largest Metaverse market in the world. The key Metaverse players in China are Tencent, NetEase, Tencent Music Entertainment Group, Mango Excellent Media, and the Perfect World. Tencent has a comprehensive suite of fundamental capabilities covering the key vertical of the Metaverse, such as gaming, social, cloud, artificial intelligence, payment, etc. NetEase's strong R&D capability and abundant self-developed intellectual property, game content, have laid a solid foundation for its migration to the Metaverse. Tencent Music Entertainment Group has strong know-how in online, offline music performance and has accumulated abundant music resources over the years, which laid the foundation of hosting virtual music concerts in the Metaverse. Mango Excellent Media's strong content production capability and rich IP supply remain key attributes in garnering Metaverse-related potentials for media players. And the Perfect World's new strategic focus of open world games bode well for Metaverse adoption and integration. The company has strong production expertise and fostered a rich IP supply. And beyond these 5 biggest companies, there are thousands of SME in China, such as Zhongke DC Technology. So we are contribute to building a network of Metaverse in China. The second part, I'd like to talk about the expertise of Zhongke DC Technology. I'd like to talk about this part in Chinese. So 我们生活的物质世界有3大要素，是质量、运动和信息。信息通常以数据的形式展现。人类文明的发展是产生、积累和利用数据的过程，是以各种形式表达、记录、处理、传输和使用数据的过程。数据量越来越巨大，数据的流转必须解决权属和防篡改等问题。基于区块链技术的 NFT 是解决这一问题的有效技术途径。NFT 是中科数藏科技公司在元宇宙数字世界基础架构和解决物理世界中数字版权问题使用的主要技术。数字作品天然具有可复制、易篡改、非独特等特点。那么数字作品被盗用、滥用的现象非常普遍。同时，由于信息流转速度快，传播网络复杂，导致维权举证困难，维权成本过高，相关权益往往难以得到有效的保障。每年，数字内容市场因盗版侵权造成的损失额庞大。据统计 ，Netflix、亚马逊、腾讯等每年因盗版造成的损失超过500亿美元。中科数藏使用区块链技术，在知识产权领域和数字版权领域解决版权保护问题。我们的解决方案包括3点。The next page, please. 请翻下一页。请把 PPT 翻到下一页。
王老师，我这在翻，您这是没有显示还是？
什么？
您现在看到的是哪一页？因为我这在翻了，但是好像您那
不是这一页，上一页。
这页吗？
上一页，再往上。对，这一页。So 我们的解决方案包括3点。第一点是 using blockchain to solve the problem of digital copyright empowering。第二点是 the second using blockchain to solve the monitoring and the rights protection problems. Third, using blockchain to solve the digital copyright transaction and the authorization issue. 所以第一点，进行数字版权登记的时候，哈希算法的应用可以得出与作品唯一对应的哈希数字，即数字作品的身份证。同时结合非对称加密技术，实现数字作品与作者之间的唯一确定对应关系。第二点是在数字作品确权之后，其在网络上的流转、交易等信息均会被记录在系统上，实现对数字作品全生命周期的可追溯、可追踪，便于锁定非法侵权行为的来源，提高司法效率，减少维权成本。第三点是基于区块链系统的智能合约技术。这个待会儿我在畅想未来元宇宙生活里边也会讲到这一点，可实现对数字版权提供方身份进行第三方验证，自动执行数字版权的交易流程，并确保整个交易过程在相应条件触发时自动完成，无需中间平台的介入，大大降低了版权授权交易过程中的人为干扰因素，降低了交易成本。所以最后让我们一起来展望一下未来元宇宙中的生活。请允许我用宋博士作为例子啊，来做一个介绍啊。Avant de terminer la présentation, regardons ensemble la vie future dans Metaverse. Un matin en 2030, Dr Miao Song a pris son petit déjeuner et est allé travailler. Mais Elle n'avait pas besoin de quitter la maison. Elle est entrée dans le bureau dans Metaverse par l'intermédiaire de l'équipement VR et elle a commencé la journée de travail. Bien qu'il s'agisse还是刚才那一页，还是第一个照片。Bien qu'il s'agisse d'un travail à distance, Dr. Song peut communiquer en personne avec ses collègues dans Metaverse et la communication est vraiment naturelle. Aujourd'hui, son travail consiste à visiter des projets à l'étranger et à signer un contrat de brevet avec un partenaire. Après avoir rencontré ses collègues à 9 heures, Dr. Song a utilisé l'équipement VR pour visiter le jumeau numérique de l'entreprise étrangère. 使用数字孪生技术去访问在国外的一家公司。Au cours de l'inspection, Dr. Song a constaté que l'équipement était anormal. Puis, elle a effectué une inspection détaillée de l'équipement défectueux et a ajusté les paramètres de l'équipement défectueux. 所以第二张照片就是宋博士使用数字孪生技术来修改在远程物理工厂里边的一个设备的参数错误。Ces actions de réparation ont été effectuées simultanément par des robots dans l'entreprise du monde réel. Un grand nombre de capteurs peuvent capturer des données en temps réel pour s'assurer que l'état de fonctionnement de l'entreprise dans le monde réel est toujours compatible avec le jumeau numérique dans Metaverse. 下一页。À 10 heures, Dr. Song a terminé sa tournée d'inspection et est retourné au bureau de Metaverse pour se préparer à signer un contrat de brevet. L'ensemble du contrat existe sous la forme d'un contrat intelligent. Dr. Song a examiné en détail le code du contrat intelligent et a utilisé divers outils pour effectuer la vérification du code. 所以这块使用的就是中科数藏在使用的一个基于区块链技术的智能合约和 NFT 技术。À 11 heures, Dr. Song a entré les coordonnées du bureau du partenaire dans Metaverse et est venu directement à l'entreprise pour signer un contrat. Ce contrat de brevet est enregistré sur blockchain sous la forme d'un contrat intelligent et a une fonction d'exécution automatique. Une fois que les deux parties ont confirmé qu'il n'avait pas de problème avec le code du contrat, Dr. Song a déposé le certificat de licence de brevet dans le contrat intelligent sous la forme de NFT. Et l'autre partie a déposé la monnaie numérique utilisée pour acheter le brevet dans le contrat intelligent. L'exécution automatique d'un contrat intelligent peut efficacement éviter le risque de rupture de contrat et l'enregistrement en chaîne peut également garantir que le contrat ne sera pas modifié arbitrairement. 下一页。Donc à 11h30, Dr. Song s'est rendu à la cuisine numérique de Metaverse pour choisir les ingrédients et s'est préparé un dîner. 就结束了上午的工作之后啊，宋教授来到元宇宙数字厨房选择中午的食材。他为自己精心搭配了一份午餐。该数字厨房是物理世界厨房的数字孪生体。宋教授在元宇宙数字厨房搭配午餐时，在他家附近的中央厨房中，机器人也在同步准备他的午餐，并将午餐通过智能无人机，第二张图片啊，通过这个智能无人机配送到宋教授的家中。所以宋教授享受了一顿美味健康的午餐。这就是在2030年我们可以畅想的元宇宙中我们的生活和工作的样子。Next page， 下一页。走，欢迎加拿大的合作伙伴与我们共同开拓元宇宙世界独特的、潜力巨大的中国市场。Thank you。
Thank you very much. C'était un très bon français là-bas. C'est impressionnant. Donc, oh, it's me. It's the next one. It's my turn. Okay. So let me share my screen. So everybody see my presentation on the VPS because my screen is full screen.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we see it.
Thank you. So I'm going to present something else called Virtual Performance System, produced by MStage. It's a different type of system that is an evolution of the previous system that we built and had, previously called ISS-v2 or a limitable space system, with a collection of visual effects that we capture and deliver to different applications for artists, including the Metaverse applications. So the tool here, the VPS, is meant to be rather simple. So you have motion capture based data and visual effects, or audio effects as well. Some are pre-made but customizable that are delivered into, for example, projection mapping application or a dance performance or show, including delivering the same in unwrapped mode in a VR performance or elsewhere. So that's the type of application we're talking about. So we call it a virtual performance system. So we started with something like this, which was just a projection mapping onto little boxes and stuff that could be done in real time with motion capture and everything else. And that was with the first version. Okay, so it looks something like this. And then we started to see how can we commercialize this type of product called VPS and deliver it to a market, potentially for the market type of distribution. So, and usually many people, artists in particular, do develop such effects from scratch for every performance, or there is some reuse. So we wanted to give them kind of grab and go package of visual effects that they can customize, and to reduce the learning time for the artists to actually put things together. There are great tools out there, and these tools are very fast and flexible. I mean, they are very customizable, but they're very complex to get started. So we made our first showcase with the system to start. So somehow my videos are not rendering here, so I'll show them as links. So this is type of experimental data that we were doing with an actual artist. So I quickly show them to you within the time we have while managing the Zoom. So for example, this was Roger Cena performing with some data that we were just grabbing from a real sense camera and tracking him and he's been doing the sound. So we were also doing the sound portion of it. So that's one. Then we have, let me see what I've got here. We actually put him into a space during our opening last year. This was our film festival opening. You can see the setup is very simple on the screen, and him presenting something. So, getting a live show. It's not the best video to showcase, but what we see shortly is what's being projected on the wall based on who's been dancing and making audio and stuff. And so we have a collection of visual effects like this. This is the last one I'm going to show for this type to just illustrate, to give you an idea. So that's him again. With an audio and so the whole purpose of this is to take these inputs as an artist and bring it into an environment that can use NDI or other type of interfaces to be transmitted into not only to be projected in a show, but also into a VR. So last year we also rendered a performance of the Tiffany's performance like this. We rendered that within our system as well inside the VR, so people could go and share this performance together in a headset. So within the same EPS. So I'm not going to show the thing, but we render for VR. It's hard to show on a flat screen here. So we've been also working and presenting it to do in a dome format, which we don't have currently shown here, but that's essentially the idea. So we're moving it from research to a product, and this is our target market for this commercialization. So besides individuals who are mostly artists, both in China and North America, and specifically we're looking at theaters and other performances, festivals, and things like that, but also virtual people and companies that we collaborate with the festival, including the Metaverse application, for example, with Pansy Box. We've been partnering with the festival, so we can render in a virtual environment in there with them. We started building our own Metaverse that we're not ready yet to show, but we had a prototype. And one that features 7 Fingers and Cirque du Soleil were experimenting with some as well, so we're partnering with them to do experiments. These are commercial top-end software that do something related to this, but they're not doing it off the shelf. So this is actually tools used for projection mapping, for developing interactive applications, and developing all kinds of interfaces for that. So for this mapping setup, they're very, very powerful. So what we're trying to do is to simplify working with tools without having to learn all the tools that these software provide. And we actually looked into some market opportunities, and given how much funding we need and how much profit it is intended to yield from our research, from funding about 500K to get a profit of 5.8 million. So it's potential profit after 3 years. And this is a type of structure we developed for it. So essentially what we're trying to get is to have a unit, which is a package of the motion capture system, a camera with something else with sensors, with a computer, potentially embedded computer, some IoT devices set up and the software. So that's a unit, and deliver a set of units, about 2,500 units over 2 years, where the cost per unit, because of the computer or rendering stuff, is this much, and to target different high-end shows. So, and that's how we arrived at the number for the expected revenue after 3 years. It's this is the breakdown per package. So if people already have the hardware on them or with them, so it's going to be just the software portion that we would integrate as a service, which would be, of course, cheaper. So a simple setup of a camera and how the user operates the system is basically, you start, you get any media. If they have a custom media they need to play back, if they need to customize visual effects, they do so. If they want to record or stream it, there is a function for that, and then they just enable or schedule visual effects in a certain sequence to play with the show. And that's the end of my presentation. So thank you. And if you want to reach us out, this is the contact information for this project of a virtual performance system. Thank you very much. And there you go. So now, as an MC, I'd like to invite the next person in line, which is Xianzheng Feng. Please, Feng Xianzheng. Okay.
尊敬的康考迪亚大学教授，尊敬的康考迪亚大学教授，中加国际电影节主席宋博士，尊敬的康考迪亚大学 Mistage 主任，中加国际电影节联合创始人 Walkoff 先生，大家好！感谢中加国际电影节及中科未来的邀请，我是深坤科技的创始人樊先正。我简单介绍一下深坤科技的整个的背景和未来的发展方向以及技术的核心。我之前是在腾讯和阿里做整个科技行业项目的战略孵化，不断的将新的技术和好的技术团队进行孵化，做 A 轮和 Pro A 轮的融资，最后形成成熟之后，由腾讯、阿里做战略生态投资。今天我介绍的这个项目呢，就是当时在阿里体系内做的战略科技项目的孵化衍生出来的。深坤科技是一家新型显示行业的创新硬科技企业，基于自主研发的新型材料、合成光电芯片及互动技术，解决了传统显示的能耗高、伤眼睛、不透明、不立体、无法交互体验等诸多问题的传统显示材料的这个壁垒。致力于用光学新型显示新型技术应用创新，打破显示面板的日韩的垄断局面，形成中国自研自销的产业生态体系，突破了显示行业在中国的卡脖子的问题。它的技术目前是在全世界具有几个方面的领先性。首先，第一，它有领先的行业研发背景。首先，我们是与深圳清华研究院旗下的云际科技联合研发了纳米喷涂技术，与中北大学战略合作，国家级实验室联合研发光电显示技术，与南方科技大学化学系合作，联合研发纳米微晶显示材料。这家公司的首席技术官是中国光子晶体光致发光显示 3D 国家首创人，也是新型显示领域在中国的泰斗级人物。每年的研发投入大概是500万左右，已经研发超过5年，形成了早期在科研成果上的转化，并且呢，我们的整个的首席产品官是毕业于清华， 曾参加过2008年的奥运会的开幕式的创新制作的清明上河图的前期研发，并且研发出了全球首款的桌面互动电脑等一系列的技术成果。那么我们这样的团队在国内目前具有了综合性的技术研发能力。那么作为一种新型材料的，它的优势跟传统的显示材料比较，首先我们是跟小间距的 LED、LCD 还有和 OLED 进行比较，我们首先是一种慢反射、舒适性、去蓝光、护眼的一种优势。第二，我们的可视角是180度的全可视角。第三，我们的功能的耗能是目前传统的显示器的耗能的1/10左右。然后同时我们的整个显示界面是零发热、恒温的，并且我们的这个显示的整个的载体是可以进行多种互动交互，然后可以做的面积非常大，可以比传统的 LED、LCD 的面积可以做到无限制扩大。同时我们的整个的材料是环保材料，没有任何辐射，所以在整个未来的元宇宙数字化呈现空间当中呢，它可以做到低碳、环保、护眼，然后并且可以实现 3D 和 4K 的高清显示效果，然后给未来的整个生活、人类的生活带来更美好的一种体验和更健康环保的一种体验。那么公司自主研发并获得了多项专利，其中发明专利10项，使用新型专利13项，软著7项。公司同时还有1项国际专利。那么我们这个整个的未来的所有的运维和安装维护是跟联想合作，具备了可以服务全球的 SaaS 云服务平台，可以为全球的客户提供完整标准化的服务体系和售后维护体系。那么我们整个这样的新型材料结合现在的 AR、VR 和虚拟人，包括 AI 算法技术，然后可以应用在我们多个领域场景。首先我们的第一个商业应用场景是玻璃数字广告传媒，在所有的传统的临接玻璃载体上增加了我们这个涂层的显示材料之后，它就可以变成超清的 4K 显示广告屏，并且使用了我们的全球的数字广告投放系统，就可以做成数字传媒的广告运营体系。这个将来会成为一种新型的广告载体的运营模式，将为新型的电梯广告和传统的户外广告提供一种新的应用场景。第二个，我们是在各种的数字家庭影院的应用场景中进行了扩展，包括酒店的数字影院酒店，包括所有家里头的互动这个数字家庭影院的应用场景全面进行落地，让 C 端的用户可以体验到护眼、环保、4K 超清的家庭体验效果。第三个，我们是研发了自有的双面显示的数字直播间，我们也叫元宇宙直播间。现在是在全国各地的直播基地进行数字直播基地的建设，做成标准的环保护眼的数字直播间的标准体系。第四个，我们是在 3D 全息空间显示项目上做整个的全息硬件交付，包括我们在数字餐厅、数字互动教室、数字展览馆，包括我们的数字的所有的这个应用学习场景当中都可以体验。我目前基于这4个应用场景呢，公司定位是成为一家技术型的孵化平台，也就是围绕着我们的 3D 可视化应用场景、数字化可视化应用场景去做底层技术的交付赋能，联合全球顶级的 AI、VR、虚拟人等技术的合作伙伴，联合赋能应用场景的扩展。尤其在目前中国在形成数字中国建设的未来发展过程当中，中国有几十万亿的大型的数字建设市场，那么我们希望联合全球顶级的这样的内容制作公司、算法制作公司，包括 AI、VR 硬件互动技术跟我们进行融合，形成软硬件加内容3位一体的融合模式，然后来打造新型的元宇宙数字应用场景，为更多的产业带来数字化赋能，让整个数字化产业生态 会达到更高的水平，实现人们生活状态当中的数字化体感和娱乐的场景的互动体验服务能力。那么未来我们是希望可以跟加拿大以及全球顶级的元宇宙及数字应用场景的技术服务商和技术合作伙伴一起来开拓中国的数字元宇宙市场，同时能携手一起开发全世界的市场，为整个全世界的人类带来健康、环保、有效果、有体验的数字化应用场景的技术服务平台，让我们一起搭建数字可视化生态体系，一起去建立更好的未来。谢谢各位。
Thank you very much. Now we have Alexandre Teodorescu from Seven Fingers. Are you there?
It's the first day he's back from vacation. I sent an email to remind. Maybe we can move on to next presentation.
Okay. All right, so I guess it should be Mengyun Zhou, or is it Xintian?
OK， 感谢中加国际电影节，感谢中科未来，感谢线上线下参与本次论坛的嘉宾朋友们。我是中科未来运营总监兼中科未来孵化器 CEO 周慕云。接下来由我代表中科未来介绍我们的平台及我对元宇宙的观点，抛砖引玉，供大家一起探讨交流。首先，我想先花2分钟谈谈我个人对元宇宙的观点。基于当代互联网到下一代互联网的转变，主流的共识大多认为是对通往元宇宙的6大要素进行技术开发与应用落地。如果说2022年是元宇宙的次元年，那么对标原始社会混沌初开的部落之间，当生存发展和建设是第一要务时，人与人的组织形式是天然的协同和明确分工，只有发展到供应大于需求之后才产生竞争。那么我就在思考，如何在物质与信息极大丰富的当下，如何产生一种基于生存的发展建设共识呢？直到近期几个国际资本相继撤离 AI 行业，认为 AI 缺乏整体落地场景与承载硬件，我们把答案初步聚焦在了这个赛道。主流的共识认为，把 NLP、CV 等 AI 技术植入人脑来增效还有很长的路要走。但是如果我们反过来看，在一个相对去中心化的数字孪生空间，我们把 AI 通过标准的 API 接口连接到我们的数字人，让它按照我们的习惯和判断7乘24小时在这个空间代替我们的社交和访谈工作，甚至连接企业 ERP 系统中的流程做批处理和邮件反馈。这2个场景分别在数字人直播、虚拟偶像还有万科的数字人员工崔小盼的案例中都已经实践落地了。那么基于这样一个集基础社交和工作为一体的数字化应用，很大程度上是能够引导我付费的。基于这样一个需求场景，反向我们进行分拆与集成，也就有了 To B 企业在元宇宙的研究、发展方向和订单，甚至通过预期的收益带来资本的加持。虽然当下的现状是没有一家互联网公司或者产业集团能够肩负此开发任务，那么我们为何不通过构建一个道的组织，来容纳全世界上下游企业和兴趣开发者来共同创建呢？如果可以，我们希望成为这个项目的发起单位和组织者。OK， 接下来呢，我正式介绍中科未来这个时尚科技资源平台。OK， 可以上1页吗？谢谢。上2页。中科未来，对，下1页，谢谢。
OK。
少了1页，没关系。中科未来是启迪和中科院联合发起的 发起成立的时尚科技产业服务平台。我们所定义的时尚科技，并非狭义的时装和平面设计，而是当下正在发生、代表流行趋势的科技。比如今年的元宇宙就是代表时尚的科技。我们依托文旅部2级单位的中华文化促进会的科技文化委员会和深圳市广电公益基金的2支公益基金，希望能够通过团队的专业经验和创新的融合手段，通过持续的横向资源发展，成为最具影响力的时尚科技产业服务平台。基于这个平台的定位，我们重点打造了3个全链条服务，以咨询为基础。下一页，谢谢。以咨询为基础，我们左手通过自己的研究院构建研究中心和专家智库，为投资孵化企业赋能；右手通过我们自己每年1届的 FTI 时尚科技大会和一系列官方论坛的内容板块承接，将产业融合的科技类企业积极与政府、资源渠道及海外机构展开对接，并高效引导落地。下一页。第1个链条是我们的咨询服务，我们为科技创新型企业提供资源整合、组织协作、品牌时尚赋能、市场辅导等服务的专业咨询服务。这里面包含组织机构赋能的企业咨询和产业资源融合的融资整合。下一页，谢谢。核心是通过我们的数据库和资深专家进行专利分析，帮助企业从技术上做减法，在最短路径展开突围，并将企业费用转化为资产，导入全球技术及人力资源，双向赋能时尚及科技企业。下面一页。最后，通过我们海内外合作的专家、科研机构、跟投机构和孵化空间，让合作企业和机构与专家之间建立长效稳固，形成一个不断强壮并可持续发展的资源平台。下2页。第2个链条是我们的 FTI 研究院，以我们跟同济大学区块链实验室、深圳市广电公益基金会、协同创新基金、深圳市大数据产业联盟等单位成立了时尚科技元宇宙研究中心。我们通过我们的产业顶层规划和生态闭环的设计能力，以孵化培育16个项目企业，并于今年6月将时尚科技孵化中心分拆为中科未来孵化器进行独立运营。截止目前，我们入孵的企业已经达到了20家。下面2页。第3个链条是 FTI 活动，我们有每年1届的 FTI 时尚科技大会，是自己的 IP， 通过对时尚科技的风向和产业生态的项目集群，我们连接政企、机构和渠道，帮企业进行产业闭环的搭建，定向跟政府和渠道进行对接与业务落地。我们每年在中国国际进口博览会、中国国际消费博览会、上海创业产业博览会中都有专门的主题或展馆，对被服务企业进行内容对接。活动的部分，我们还有自己的中国年轻师设计大赛和 STF and Meta 虚拟服饰创意赛，为新一代设计师和元宇宙的开发者们提供展示与对接的舞台。下一页。这是我们过往活动的介绍，分别在深圳、苏州和上海进行了有效的资源连接与项目落地。下一页。再下一页。这些因为时间关系我就不过多展开，这都是我们历届的活动的一个概况。再下一页。再下一页。第3个部分是团队和孵化的项目。除了本身我们投行、互联网还有管理咨询的大背景的团队以外，我们还有围绕智能硬件、机场传媒、内容和资本机构，跟我们都有着紧密且紧要的合作关系。也是基于此，我们孵化培育了以乡村振兴数字经济为闭环的产业集群，以沉浸式商业运营为上下游的闭环运营，以 IP 资产数据化运营为核心的矩阵闭环，以时尚科技元宇宙为研究核心的项目闭环。 最后是我们的发展阶段、发展规划。我们把这一段直接跳过，到最后一个发展规划的部分。最后我们的发展规划部分，因为我们时尚科技，我们从时尚科技的产品到产业服务，到融合，再到平台化，我们完整形成了一个全链条闭环的一个服务规划。所以我们今年在重点规划中，把时尚科技公益服务板块和元宇宙板块作为2个中心，依托我们在深圳创业投资大厦的总部和广电大楼城市会客厅及福田天安 T Fashion 品牌加速器，包括深国际华蓝数字股等作为线下场景，展开对重点内容的加速落地。在这个加速过程中，我们对数字教育、数字文创和数字体育3个部分做了规划和目标。数字教育部分，我们基于跟中国动漫集团、同济大学、人民大学交叉学院的合作，将元宇宙公益课程、元宇宙剧本杀培训和考证等一系列内容，以元宇宙学院的落地为目标，持续培养元宇宙开发者。在数字文创的部分，基于我们跟八路军研究会的合作，展开实体经济与内容经济的双向运营，为疫情结束的文旅板块做储备。在数字体育的板块，我们通过与人民体育的合作，为党管数字云和线下场馆的运营增效，提供一整套可执行、可落地的抓手。最后，感谢大家的听取，希望在中科未来持续加速的资源平台上，能够与更多的国际友人进一步共创与共建，将科技的力量落到实处，提升全人类的生活品质。再次谢谢大家。
Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. Merci d'être venu. C'est un grand plaisir pour avoir tous et toutes avec nous aujourd'hui. So I guess one of our presenters is not coming. So
I can quickly introduce them because I think that's maybe between their teams. There are a gap of information communication. Yeah, but I still can present some of their information to our Chinese companies. OK， 我们还有一位嘉宾呢，是七手指剧团。因为他今天应该是第一天这个度假回来，然后我们之前跟他们的团队的另一位总监。这个联系过，已经确认，可能他们之间有一些这个交流的误差吧，所以我们今天没联系到。但是呢，我们一起跟这个七手指剧团的 CEO， 我们也有去过中国，也跟中国的公司有谈过合作。那也很遗憾，今天他们没到场。以前我们的这个娱乐科技高峰论坛也有请到他们的 CEO， 然后做他们公司的一些介绍。那我呢，现在分享一下屏幕，就是大概给他们公司的这个背景啊等等，就是可以给大家一个直观的印象。一会儿如果这个在我们讨论的环节，如果他还能加进来的话，我也觉得这样也有一个大概的背景介绍吧。然后是他们的这个 YouTube 的这个网页。那 our Montreal company, I think we all know Seven Fingers, so I just quickly introduce this to our Chinese company. Yeah, so 这个呢是他们的一些这个传统的一些剧团的这个演出。我就快的看了一下呢，就是说我放2个 trailer， 这样的话大家对他们有一个直观的一个认识。那他这个剧团也就是和太阳马戏团合作，然后也自己承担很多这个大型的这个演出，包括也做这个交互媒体啊等等这方面的这些项目。那同时他也有一个这个实验室，其实今天是实验室的这位那个实验室的主任负责人应该来做这个讲演的。所以呢，我现在放2个 trailer， 一个是他们的刚刚我们这个7月份在蒙特利尔每一年有一个大的这个马戏的这个表演的一个室外的一个节日，所以有很多这个剧团都在，所以我可以放一下 trailer 哈，我看我的声音 share 了没有 ？OK。 这 大概就是蒙特利尔市中心哈，也欢迎大家有机会能来。然后这个是他们的一个也是虚拟的 VR 的一个项目。
They built a fence round the yard where I stayed to keep the shepherd at bay.
都比较短了，所以我先就给这个公司有个大概的一个介绍。好的。
So for our non-Chinese audience, the Seven Fingers also had this Metaverse presentation in VR and on screen of a live concert. We also participated in that, like we attended that event in the Metaverse environment. So it was pretty good. So yeah, unfortunately they could not join us today.
Sergey, you talk about that one. Actually, I have that video. It's quite relevant. 对，因为这个我们前段时间刚刚去他们的这个他们有一个现在是在内部的一个测试阶段，所以邀请到我们的团队，然后应该今年12月底的时候就会能够真正上线了，对外上线了。我把这个也给大家分享一下。
And on unrelated note, we were happy to have 2 of their films in our festival in the last 2 editions.
对，这个说的也是，这个他们还拍摄了2个电影，然后在29号刚刚结束的我们的开幕季颁奖晚会，那个他们还参加了这个颁奖典礼。
Remember how we forgot? Remember how no one ever really died in the wars we fought? Because each gunshot came from our fingertips, and we never really kept them loaded just in case. Because each enemy was a friend, and none of it was about oil, religion, or land, it was all just pretend. Remember how we used to bend reality, like we were strong men, like our imaginations were in shape then, like we were all ninjas trained in the deadly art of did not. Like I totally got you. Did not. Remember how we forgot? Remember how our parents told us never to look directly into the sun, and how we were their son, so we never looked directly into the mirror in fear that we would go blind? Remember how we used to find any old reason just to call someone we were crushing on? Like we could just pawn off our sense of embarrassment, buy a chunk of courage that would last just long enough to have us asking them about math and stuff, and how stuff was just stuff. Like I heard you're getting braces, now braces somehow were and still are kind of hot. Remember how we forgot? Remember how we all caught mono, and our folks would go, oh, the kissing disease. And our first steps into gangsterhood had us saying, please. Even though we'd never really kissed anyone, even though we never did half the things we said we'd done. We just spun yarns like Rumpelstiltskin spun gold. told ghost stories, never realizing we would one day ourselves.
我就分享到这儿，不多占用大家的时间，正好这边网络看来也有问题。我看这个形象有点像咱们中国的这个孙悟空哈 ，It's really look like our Monkey King in China. I think
It's true.
conclude. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're going to conclude this session, and then Xintian and Miao had something to do.
Maybe we give about 10 minutes. I think we're doing super well about the presentation timing. Everyone is short and sweet. So we open or see if everyone want to discuss a bit. So we can be the translator. Then maybe after 10 minutes, yeah, me and Zhongke Future, we have a ceremony to sign our future collaboration. 我们现在呢就可以给机会，就两边的公司，如果你们有需要交流的话，我觉得大概10分钟的样子啊。那个左权总，您也可以作为翻译啊，法语的、英语的、中文的，对，我们可以交流一下，看看有没有问题啊等等的。然后之后呢，我们跟这个田总的公司有一个签约的仪式，我们可以在另外的 VIP 房间里面再进行。
Okay, so I guess people can chat and have questions if people have questions to any of the presenters.
Or should I stop the streaming? Probably will be easier, no? Okay.
Dr. Song, so you talk about 7 fingers. So you have came to China together in which year? 2015, 2016?
2019 December. Actually, we were about to have a big project with the Shenyang, but right after that, the pandemic happened, so everything paused. Then we restarted with everything now. Actually, CEO Nazib is so looking forward to go to China. He said, you know, we cannot wait. We need to go to meet with the companies and all that. Yeah. So I think with the China also, I think the pandemic it's coming down as well. So we hope the international travel will become normal very soon, so we can really visit you guys in China.
Yeah, and I'd like to know, is there a future plan for 7 Fingers come to China, or like a Cirque du Soleil? They are present in China now.
Yeah, actually, are a lot of circus and the creative companies in Montreal, as you know. So including, you know, National Film Board and Neon Lab. So people are collaborating, companies are collaborating, and when there are like a large size project, so company also work with the other companies. So for this particular 7 Fingers, they are quite different from Cirque du Soleil as well. So for example, they are doing their interactive media, they are doing films, they are doing VR, they have research labs. Yeah, so they are also working on Metaverse. I think actually today they want to represent their recent project with the Metaverse and NFTs in this topic as well. Yeah, so if I answer your question.
Yeah, great, thank you.
Yeah, and we're hoping you guys come to us as well.
刚才说了一下这个七手指剧团，我们2019年的时候年底和这个 CEO 一起去了中国，跟沈阳当时要签订一个这个合约，做一个永久的馆呀，然后把一些这个演出，是国内的这个 IP， 然后加上国外的这个创意来做一个合作。后来就是因为疫情嘛，然后我也是最后一次回国是2019年12月份，所以前几天我们还在说什么时候再回国。 然后 Sergey 也有讲说，也希望你们在国内的公司能有机会也来加拿大，所以大家多交流多见面，然后还是一定会促成合作的。也欢迎你们来啊。
And if you do come, maybe we can organize a visit with Eloi here to the NFB as well as with Sami to New Web Labs. It's a fascinating places to visit.
Sure, that would be nice. Absolutely.
Yeah, we are hoping that the COVID-19 finish as early as possible. And I have a question for Dr. Mokov. What's the main research sector that you are working on?
Which domain or sector? Sorry. Well, I work in many things. So professionally, I work in networking, cybersecurity, cyber investigation, this type of research and development. That's one domain. The other domain has to do with big data visualization, IoT, and I worked a lot on motion capture and some graphic. That's why we went to the SIGGRAPH conferences to present some work there. So that was a joint collaboration with Now. So this was creative side of things. Yeah, so that's where I'm roughly in. I also slowly getting into film. So Concordia has a micro program in film writing and producing. And I have a project actually. So people mentioned Roblox. I have a project with my son in Roblox and Metaverse to film the film in it. So the script is almost ready. And we plan to basically do a Lego-like movie for it. So it's about car racing. So and release it as a film. And I have another film idea that I want to make about a documentary. So that's maybe coming later. Yeah, so that's a roughly short summary. So
and you are the co-creator of CCIFF. So I think you must know a lot about China. And in your point of view, beyond on your research sector, which sector has most potential that we can cooperate between China and Canada?
Well, for sure, the topic of this ET summit and related to game and esports too. And film production, of course, it continues. And in China, there is lots of AI machine learning going on, which is probably already now top in the world in the amount of research coming out. I visited Tsinghua University when I was part of the Canada-China Scholar Exchange Program. So they also do it like lots of graphic stuff, lots of cloud computing and things like that. So there is lots of technology and film collaboration opportunities, and especially in research and development and in the metaverse. So yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah, 我们这个时间还可以有2个问题. We can take 2 more questions because in China it's pretty late. It's 10 p.m.
Oh yeah, it's already 10, right? 10 in the evening.
If you have any questions for the 5 Chinese companies, I can help you to translate.
Maybe Eloi, you have a question? We have people from Zaza Studio, Shenkun Technology, and lots of people from...
Eloi, you can answer my question. Do you see the challenge? I mean, if we have interest working with the Chinese companies, and do you see the challenge, how we work together? Do you have experience ever work with a Chinese company yet? I mean, overall, right? So we're building this bridge. Your maybe own opinion and experience?
I don't think we have experience actually. I think the NFB did a long time ago for an exhibition, did some kind of installation, I think in Shanghai, a long time ago. But I don't think there was any collaboration at the time, or I'm not sure. I would have to revisit how this project was set up. But we're certainly interested in figuring out if there are any avenues for collaboration. It could be on the technological side. It could be maybe on distribution of some of our projects. I don't think we have a formal co-production agreement with China, but that's usually what we need if we want to do co-production on projects. But we're certainly open to see what the possibilities are. And definitely we talked a lot about Metaverse, but Metaverse and the whole XR world too open potentially quite a bit of possibilities for business. I know that we're right now porting some of our VR project to the Quest, but also to Pico, and we're hoping that through Pico we would have a distribution of some of our VR projects in China. So yeah, that's where it's at for now.
翻译还是我翻译？
你翻吧，我刚才没有完全听。
我没今天提醒你，对，好，那个因为加拿大国家电影局呢是一个国家的机构，刚才也有这个介绍，然后做很多创新的项目，也获了这么多的奥斯卡奖，包括这个纪录片呀、动画片呀，就是每一年基本上都有奥斯卡的提名，然后还有其他的这个大的奖项。我刚才就问了一个问题呢，我说这个加拿大国家电影局有没有兴趣啊？有没有这个和国内的工作合作？然后有没有现在已经在有的项目跟国内在合作？那有没有这个从他个人这些困难哈？那他想了一下呢，说可能就是几年前吧，跟上海有一个这个项目的合作，应该是做一个装置。我想有可能当时那次哈，他说他要再回去看一看是哪个项目。我想应该是当时在上海做的这个国际博览会，那时候有很多这个加拿大的公司和在加拿大的馆里边。那个都应该是2018年了吧，就是好多年前了。另外他说这个像这个在 Pico 啊，就是国内的这个公司，他们有这个在 VR 这个影片方面的叫distribution 发行，对。然后呢，其他的就没太有合作了。但是他觉得这个很欢迎和很有信心，尤其这个 Metaverse 还有这个 XR 的这个新的领域啊，包括今天大家就做了这么多这个公司，也都是在这个领域里边，他也是希望能有这种机会之后呢，大家能建立一些合作。然后他说这个跟国内呢，其实在影视方面有真正的这个合拍的这个协议，只是在电影或者纪录片都是这个 feature length 这个情况，因为这个中国跟这个加拿大是有合拍协议的，但是在电视啊短片方面就没有这个合拍的协议。所以以后就是各位如果有的是在做纪录片呀，如果是在电影的话呢，那是另外一个机构啊，就是Telefilm 那个加拿大广电局，他们是做这个合拍协议，然后可以通过这个平台。当然。这个加拿大国家电影局 NFB 呢，他们自己本身也有集这个创作剧本，然后制作、后期发行一体的这么一个机构。I just said the NFB is unique, has creativity, innovative, of course, technology, animation, documentary. Also, you do production, pre-production, post-production, VFX, distribution. So that's a whole in one. So it's really unique.
And also NFB supports projects with post-production. They have, what is it called, ASIC, the program?
We have FAP and we have ASIC.
FAP, yes.
Yeah, we help also small studios or creators with post-production work. Yes.
Also, distribution in university or schools as well. Actually, we have a collection of short film from NFB will show at the Cette Festival on Wednesday, and also we bring this collection to Chinese hospital, Montreal Chinese hospital, and we bring this collection to the schools, to campus, to summer camp and all that. So we really appreciate the whole collaboration with your different department. 多加了一句，因为这个其实从电影局跟 NFB 另外的一个电影方面，因为 NFB 每年就做很多影片嘛，所以我们也拿到了它的一个就是短片集，我们会带到去学校，带到去夏令营，带到去这个中华医院，蒙特利尔中华医院去给这个老年人这个播放。所以那是我们跟他们的另外一个部门在合作，所以还是很好。Thank you, Anwar。好吧，我们现在在最后一个问题哈，我觉得时间差不多了。The last question.
Do the people, I mean, Jonke future or Zaza Studio people interested in
maybe
distributing technology in Canada?
I ask the same question to our Chinese company to see, if
you already answered it. Okay.
To work with companies abroad, what we can help to strengthen this collaboration to make some awesome things happen. 那我问一下中方的公司吧。刚才我问了这加拿大的公司说这个有什么难度呀，然后合作等等。那我们中国的这个5家公司，我看你们的这个项目还有也很庞大，这个布局也很成熟。就是你们是不是有跟海外公司有一些合作的经验，包括跟加拿大尤其是，那有没有什么困难？因为我们在中间作为这个艺术科技联盟，作为这个电影节的平台，这是我们每年的一个招牌的一个科技的板块，嵌在这个电影节里边，所以也特别希望，因为我跟那个 Sergey教授，我们都是在大学嘛，那我们也是不同的领域，但是都是在科技这块，所以这其实是我们真正的专业领域里面的。那你们有没有什么想法和这个困难，和我们能够多做一些什么？也请你们，对，这是最后一个问题。
对，你们希望是哪家公司来回答？这个问题希望哪家公司回答？
或者也可以就是泛的讲一下，就是合作的要求啊，还有希望呀，就 in general 就是。
能听到吗？
能听到。
哦，刚才说话好像我说刚才这个问题希望哪家公司回答
？3家公司都都可以讲一讲，对，像渣渣，对，还有这个我看还有做硬件的公司也做得特别好，那是不是对海外市场有一些这个希望拓展呢？我们能做些什么？还有，要不就中科公司代表一下也可以，或者深坤公司。
深坤科技的樊总讲一下。
好呀。
对，我们现在在海外也有一些
你的麦克没有开。
我们现在有一些。
您的声音，对，可以打开一下。
不好意思，各位好，我们实际在海外有一定的布局规划的。首先，我们目前有一些 2C 的产品，比如说我们有一个护眼的桌面电脑产品，已经在亚马逊上，在海外已经在卖。同时，我们去年在日本已经在做这种科技产品的众筹项目。那么未来我们是希望在整个海外的这个教育行业，包括数字体育行业，还有这种舞台剧上头，我们可以把我们的这种创新的这种新型材料，因为我们的这个新材料它的成本比国际上其他日本和韩国的要便宜的很多。 具有很强的市场竞争力，而且我们的效果和整个的延展的能力很强，所以是希望可以通过国际这样的平台，通过加拿大这样的平台推向世界。那我们是希望可以跟加拿大包括全球的这样的软件内容制作，包括 AR、VR 还有 AI 算法的技术公司进行融合，提供全套解决方案。就我们的核心是在硬件显示材料上，可以把很好的内容和很好的这种显示效果来呈现出来，而且可以做到性价比极高。但是呢，我们是需要更多的互动硬件和互动软件，包括 AI 算法的技术公司进行融合，然后形成应用场景，让更多的行业和客户、用户能感受到数字整个产业技术的应用的体验效果。对，所以我们未来还是希望跟加拿大的一些研究公司进行联合的技术解决方案的融合，一起去推出市场。对，谢谢各位。
你翻吗，左权？
Are you all in the same room?
Wait, okay, so Shenkun, their main product is the new material for projection, and they are selling their product through Amazon actually, and now they are they want to work with a kind of foreign companies, including Canadian company in the sector of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and content company. As Shenkun is a hardware production company, so if work together with a content company, they can create like a cooperate organization with hardware, software, and accounting together. And the sector they want to develop is education sector and the digital sports sector, where can use their new material screens for the projection.
Are these screens flexible?
We need the material, we need the display. Yeah.
Like,
I think
what type of screens?
we need
it's soft, transparent, like plastic, but it's 纳米材料的芯，纳米怎么说的
nano material.
Yes, made with this material.
It's a new
and
material.
Yeah, they can put on the regular surface, like a round surface, or different kinds of surface.
I think we're all good. 田总，咱们签约是让大家都走了，咱们签吗？是吧？因为咱俩没彩排过，那就可以让大家就结束今天论坛，是不是？
我最后一个问题，最后一个。
One more question. Yes.
As I work at the Fashion Technology Research Center, we would like to work with the most latest fashionable technology from anywhere, including Canada. So what we are doing is work together to commercialize the latest technology and explore together the huge Chinese market. As what I said, Chinese Metaverse market is the second largest market in the world. And the TAM could be $8 trillion. So it's very huge. And if we work together, because as Ms. Tian said, that the Canada has a lot of advantage technology such as artificial intelligence, virtual reality, X reality, etc. So all the Canadian technology companies are welcome to work with us together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll certainly take advantage of that opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess the main session is done, and then the Xinjiang and Miao will have a ceremony, right?
Yeah. Should we let everyone just leave, sleep, rest, and go back to work? Yeah, and me and with Mrs. Tian, we will peacefully sign and take picture. Okay.
Okay, sounds
我们
good.
让大家就可以撤了，我们两个在做。
Use a blockchain. You guys had a blockchain there for smart contracts. I remember.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you for your time. We'll
Thank
keep
you,
in
Loa,
touch.
for coming too.
Thank you.
大
Bye
家
bye.
时间
All right.
国内的嘉宾晚安。
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. 好嘞，田总，田总，
对。
那我把这。